Hi, I'm Annika Johnson from Al Johnson's in Sister Bay. I hope you enjoy my new video series called Door County Girl. These are stories of my life, the people and places that I love, and of course how we all survive here in northern Wisconsin. You can come back as often as you like, but don't forget to subscribe to Al's YouTube channel. I'll be posting lots of really cool new videos. So let's go! Welcome to another episode of Door County Girl. And again, I am back with my brother.
Jag heter Rolf.
And we're going to make something super delicious today. I don't have any good story. Oh, I do have a story.
About?
About my t-shirt. So I go to Brew Coffee House in Ellison Bay because it's in my neck of the woods. Okay. And I see a t-shirt hanging. I'm waiting in line to get a coffee. Can you believe it? In Ellison Bay. So I'm waiting in line to get a coffee, and while I'm waiting in line, I'm looking at all the things sitting around, and I see a t-shirt hanging there, and it said, Cherryland Republic. And I thought, that is a cool t-shirt. And then I'm looking at it, and I go, where can I buy those t-shirts? But I didn't notice, but behind the t-shirt, there was a little bin, and in the bin, there were little wine bags, little paper wine bags.
Right.
And the t-shirts are rolled up in the wine bags, and on the outside, it says like small, medium, large, extra large. So I purchased myself one, and I read the little card, and here it is, my friend Pete Thalen, who is selling these t-shirts for his church to raise money for, I believe they work with an African church, and I'm not quite sure all the particulars, but I love Pete Thalen, and I love that he's a fundraiser.
Yep.
Yeah, and they do the Play It Forward concert for my son's
for the Go Bowl Foundation.
Yeah, Go Bowl Foundation.
Yeah, him and Thor.
So how appropriate is the Cherryland Republic t-shirts? So everybody should rush down to Brew and get one of these.
And this is right in Ellison Bay.
Support Brew in Ellison Bay, downtown Ellison Bay, right next to the Mink River Basin.
I've been there many times, but I've always pulled on the door and it's always been locked because I always end up there on Sunday afternoon around, it was about 6 o'clock.
That's because you don't live in Ellison Bay. You're not a local Ellison Bayer.
I used to coach the Little League with my buddy Patrick. And I get off of work on Sunday at 4, and I would drive to Ellison Bay, and I go, I'm going to get a cup of coffee, but they closed early on Sunday.
Well, you're going to have to swing in there and get one of these, and it's a cool t-shirt for a really good cause, just so you know, from a really cool dude.
I have on my phone, spelt with K's, Cool Cat.
Cool Cat. And Pete Thalen, by the way, is a renowned musician, and he is a fabulous singer.
He's the unbelievable harmonica player.
Got albums out there. Check him out. Pete Thalen, Thelan, the Cool Cat.
Cool Cat.
Yeah. So anyways, that's my shirt.
So back to this episode of Door County Girl. You know, a ways back we made a apple crisp. Mm-hmm.
Which is my favorite.
With vanilla sauce. Today we're going to do a rhubarb crumble because rhubarb is in season right now. We're getting lots of it. So,
do you think the rain will hurt the rhubarb this year, Rolf?
Yeah, okay, you know what? Peter Olison asks me that every time he sees me.
Because my dad always said that every day.
And what is it for? It's to start a conversation?
I said, what does that even mean, Dad?
I think it's just to start a conversation.
All the time. Hey, Annika, you think the rain will hurt the rhubarb this year?
You know what else you would say?
What?
You know what we do in Sister Bay when it rains?
We let it rain.
We let it rain.
And not only that, there hasn't been any rain.
So actually, they had corny dad jokes and riddles back then too.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right. So first thing you do is you're gonna dump in 6 cups of the chopped rhubarb. This was cleaned and washed and chopped in about 1/2-inch pieces. Then you're gonna take a cup of sugar, pour it right all in there.
Got it.
And then you're gonna take half of this amount of cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Just eyeball it. Just half.
Only half?
Yeah.
Why only half?
Because we're going to use the other half for the crumble.
Okay.
And this is 4 teaspoons of potato starch flour.
All of it?
All of it.
And why potato starch?
Well, most recipes call for cornstarch, but I prefer potato starch because that's what we always cooked with
And
when we
Rolf
were
always
little.
tells what kind of potato starch it is in case you want to get some.
Swan potato starch flour has always been the go-to for me.
And we
And
sell it at Al's.
And we
if
sell
you
it at
need
Al's, and it's got great recipes on the back box that
Yep.
you can make in an instant.
Okay.
Okay, so now go ahead. You can use the spoon or your hands. You're going to toss all that around.
At home, I would use my hands. I don't want to be a rogue on camera.
Wait a minute. You're the same one that made the mess with the...
What? I never did. You got that on tape?
Yeah, we got it on tape.
That's good.
Okay,
There's always a little humor in cooking. Everybody tries to be so serious, man. You all know that you spill. We all know that you're eating out of the bowl. We all know that you're rogues, too. And every now and then I think there's a hair in here, but rhubarb looks like hair sometimes. What's happening?
Oh, don't.
It's like a rhubarb strand.
All right, so we're going to butter this pan.
You know, this smells really good, unless it's just the cinnamon, but I think
It's
the
the
rhubarb
cinnamon
has a
sugar.
really
Oh,
good
it has a
odor.
sweet smell.
Yeah.
Rhubarb a fruit or a vegetable?
I think it's a fruit because I've never seen it used as a vegetable.
But it is a vegetable.
But I know, but nobody ever makes it vegetable-y. You know, like savory. Do you ever make it savory?
No.
I never have either.
So go ahead and pour that in this pan here.
Okay. Whoa. Whoa.
Jeez. Like a Neanderthal. So easy even a cave person can do it. Not
Like a bull in a china shop. I like getting things done fast. Let's get her done.
All right. So now we're going to use that bowl again.
Okay.
And we're going to put in the flour and the oats.
Flour.
The oats.
Ooh. And the oats.
The brown sugar.
This is a healthy, schmelthy dessert.
Yeah, no, except for the sugar and the butter coming next.
Except for this and this. But, you know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
Now you're going to stir that around a little bit. All right.
Okay.
Now, I'm making the assumption your hands are relatively clean because now you're going to use your fingers.
Uh-oh.
And it's going to cook it. So.
Because I can slick a pot.
And what I want you to do, like the crumble, you want to squeeze
I know what
it.
you mean.
Yep.
Listen, I used to bake with Pat Olson. She taught me everything.
Pat Olson, she would always stir her pot. She'd have the pot there, and she'd stand like a flamingo.
I'm in the kitchen the other day, and Rolf goes,
"Who am I?"
Who am I?
And I took my wooden shoe off, and I crossed my leg like a flamingo.
And I said, you're my mom, because my mom talks on the phone like that.
And I sipped my coffee. And I said, this is how Pat Olson would always bake.
With her foot out of her shoe. And
everything she made was perfect, though.
Yes, perfect. Our coffee cake recipe, which is phenomenal, is a sour cream cinnamon walnut coffee cake. And it's her recipe to this day. And people rave and come. Who was the guy that always used to order a whole bunch of it and bring it back to Chicago all the time? He'd ordered like 3 of them at a crack.
It wasn't Bob Collins, was it?
No, well, he liked it, but there was another guy. But I don't know what ever happened to him.
It wasn't Pat Bruno.
Maybe, yeah, Pat Bruno.
The food critic from
yeah,
Chicago?
I think maybe it was him.
He used to always come in because he liked getting ham and eggs up because he knew they'd be perfectly basted every time.
And you know what's funny? A food critic, I always feel like, why ham and eggs?
It's like anybody else. I think food.
I mean, I just like normal food too. I don't know. They're normal people eating normal food like the rest of us. No reason to be snooty about food,
people. Do you
people.
remember years ago before we had the log building in the restaurant, and on the side of there was a little picture outside the salad bar, and it was a waiter bringing a tray of dirty dishes back, and he stops at the chef's station and he says, tables 3, 4, and 7 says compliments to the chef. Table 5 says he can't eat this stuff. It's dog food. So, yeah.
Yep.
Never know. As beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I think the taste for people is as well.
That's exactly right.
All right, so we can incorporate the rest of this. Crumble all that in there.
This smells so good. Yum, yum. It's like eating cookie dough.
Remember when Mom used to always make homemade Play-Doh?
Yeah.
On rainy days?
Yeah. We tried to eat it and it was horrible.
But it was flour and
But
food coloring
we were all like,
and,
oh, let's, can we
and
eat
Crisco, I think, wasn't it?
What did she use?
We never bought Play-Doh.
No, we never did. She just put colored dye in it.
And flour and something.
And then we could save it too. She'd keep it in the refrigerator for us. It was funny. And then we talked about this before, instead of buying us like Legos or like Lincoln Log.
Lampert's.
Go to Lampert's and get the wood scraps.
Then,
yeah.
And you got all the wood scraps that they sawed off.
That's right.
So I'll go ahead and pack that in here. Just gently pour it on top and just
you know what? I'm not going to pour it because
yeah, just disperse
because you know me, I will get it everywhere.
And it's okay if the rhubarb shows through.
Okay, I'm just going to shovel it on there like a dump truck. Ooh, yum, look at this.
All of it. And you know, I chose to use 2 cups of oats. You could use up to maybe 3 cups of oats if you really want a really crunchy and a thicker topping. But I think if you get past that, you're kind of going overboard. And if you like it less, you could go maybe a cup.
Whoa, Rolf, help.
You did it again.
I need a smaller bowl.
Oh, this will all settle.
Mary Hammersmith, Mary Johnson, you gotta make this recipe.
Oh, and Dane Hartzell too.
Oh, Dane's in town.
Yeah.
I saw him last night at the Copper Box concert out at the park.
Oh, I forgot they played.
They were having their date night, him and his wife. And he's so happy to be in Sister Bay. He's staying at the Door Hotel. He loves it.
He usually comes in and has a quadruple
Well, he was going to go and see if you
pancakes.
were there because he was getting, when you guys take the
What
meatballs
day?
in last night.
Oh.
I go, Rolf's probably still over there.
Yeah, it was still there.
And maybe you're just in time for when they take the gravy off the meatballs and you could have a big heaping helping of meatballs. Okay.
All right, so this is as simple as it was. It's actually gluten-free. That's a plus, right, for people watching their diet. You could make this vegan for all practical purposes. It's vegetarian, but you could use the vegan types of margarine and stuff like that too.
That's a husky dessert.
We're going to go from here and we're going to put it in the oven at 375 degrees for about 25 minutes. So here we go.
Excellent.
All right, it's been about 35 minutes and we are ready to
I'm ready
check out our rhubarb crumble.
to taste that delicious, delicious rhubarb crumble.
Alrighty. All right, and I also got another treat for you.
Ooh, what is it? What is it? Whipped cream?
No, you go ahead and scoop up.
Scoop it up.
Whipped cream would be good, but ice cream on a warm rhubarb crumble would be better.
Scoop up Ralph a little squat. Ice cream. I think they should make a rhubarb ice cream flavor.
Oh, I bet they do.
I don't think so. Who does? Ooh, look at that.
We should have used a spoon like Dad would have said. Oh well.
All right.
All right.
Look at how delicious it looks, everyone. Look at this. Look at this. It looks
Ready?
better than Apple Crisp. Mmm. It's like cookie pie.
Yeah.
So good. Oatmeal cookies are my ultimate favorite cookies. And John doesn't make them very much because no one likes them. They all like chocolate chip.
I like oatmeal and raisin.
And I like oatmeal raisin because I think it's a healthy cookie. But this is delicious
All right,
in here.
you know what? You could put almonds in here. You could put raisins in here.
Sure.
You could add apples. Strawberries would be good in here.
Oh, yeah. This could be a breakfast dish.
Got butter.
Hot out of the oven. You could just, got a lot of sugar in it. Well, you wouldn't have to put that much sugar in it if you don't
Yeah,
want
you
to.
can use a sugar substitute that's adequate for baking.
Or if you want it to be a little tart, you don't have to put as much sugar, right?
Very good. I impressed myself.
You're a good baker, Rolf.
I get
Who
lucky
knew?
sometimes. All right. Well, you should really try this one out. Easy one to do in the kitchen with kids.
Isn't rhubarb like overloading right now? Like everybody in the world's trying to get rid of rhubarb.
Yeah,
Like
people are
trying
giving
to
it
get rid
away
of
left
tomatoes.
and right, so find ways to make
Let's
it.
grow tomatoes.
And if you want to make this though in the wintertime, it works really well with frozen rhubarb too. Yeah, tomato season's coming up.
You know, I have a question before we leave. Why does rhubarb and burdocks look the same?
I don't know. Remember,
Like sometimes I'm in my yard and I'm like, when I rip down that burdock and I'm like, maybe it's not a burdock, maybe it's a rhubarb plant.
So one time I was walking home from school when I was little, and I was over by the administration building now. It used to be the bank, remember? And alongside they had a whole bunch of burdocks growing. I thought it was rhubarb. So I went down to the restaurant, I got a knife, went back up there and cut it all and gave it to my mom as a surprise. And Mom just looked
That's what I would do.
And she held back the laughter. I still remember it. She goes, "So that's not the rhubarb."
How did she know?
I don't know. I think she asked where it was. I think I told her. And she said that's not. She
Okay,
goes,
we need to find out. So all you people who like to comment on the bottom of this recipe today, let us know how come burdocks and rhubarb look the same.
And could you eat burdocks?
Can you eat burdocks? Can we make a burdock pie?
Well,
maybe.
Maybe.
I'm picking them out of my dog left and right.
But for the time being, I'm going to stick to rhubarb.
Yeah. Well, this is fabulous, and this is a really good alternative to an apple crisp or a cherry crisp.
They do call it in Sweden apple pie, but I wonder if they don't have a word for crumble.
It's called rhubarb pie.
Yeah. I love when you have the Swedish words you just say with an accent. And
Well, when we said it on the little phone thing, it sounded Italian.
It sounded Italian, but anyway.
Okay, but it's Swedish, so.
Another finale of Door County Girl.
Yep, thanks for joining us.
Don't forget to
like and subscribe at the bottom of the page. And we will see you next time with another delicious recipe or a great guest. Right?
Yeah.
Hey-do. Thanks for watching Door County Girl. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.